engagement gap, and as you can see, some of the reports say that it's, employees are engaged to the degree of about 31% of the time. More interestingly, there are other reports which showcase the fact that employers, more than 53% of the time, are not even confident as to how to, engage the skills that they have brought over onto the table. So the engagement is not only from a perspective of time as far as the people are concerned, but it's also from a perspective of how to leverage and exploit the skill sets that the company has within its. Now, so what should be the way ahead? Right. Now, the thing is, gone are those days where we look into transactional engagement, where we engage the person from one job or task to another. This can be done through various means of appraisal systems, etc. Nor do we get the same kind of leverage by focusing only on silos of training and development like that in customer service, in sales, or the others. And a whole lot of these factors ultimately turn out to be only cosmetic in nature, if at all they have a very short-lived lifespan at the office space, for the simple reason that these approaches are not holistic. They don't go into defining what the ownership, how to develop the ownership, and what the people development and management of the company should actually encompass. They don't get into a rigorous method of changing the behavior and the culture of the system itself, so that the culture and system by itself feeds onto making the whole system much better, and in its stead attracting people on board who can make it even further the betterment. Now, this takes us to the aspects which are important as far as the linkage, the people development are concerned. On the slide are some of the factors which all go into the linkages of people, human capital development and management. Let me take you through some of these. The fact is, the business planning is the core as far as any company is concerned. And the clarity of the goals is what starts the whole thing in motion. At the end of the day, we should remember the people are in an organization so that the organization is able to deliver. Now, that what it needs to deliver needs to be clearly set out. And what the vision and mission, as stated here, means is not something that is put into a frame and hung up in the the corridors of the organization, but rather the actual and true ambition and goals of the company. Now, there needs to be an alignment as far as these ambitions are concerned, the planning is concerned, and that should ultimately roll on to the people. So, as far as business planning is concerned, people who are important should be involved. And as far as vision and mission is concerned, each and every employee at whatever level should understand to the degree that is requisite for that level as to what the direction of the company is and what and how his or her own job helps to bring about that positive change in that direction. Now, overall, we did speak about engagement. Now, engagement is not something which comes directly by professing it or taking people into a classroom. There needs to be an avenue or platforms created for involvement of the people. Now this involvement is involvement towards achieving the goals and the vision mission. Now for this involvement, the empowerment becomes a prerequisite. For the simple reason is that at any position, if that role or that chair lacks empowerment, he or she is not going to be able to be involved and deliver to the degree that is required by that chair. Now all this can only happen when there is clear communication. And this communication cannot be one way but both ways. And it's through this process of consultation that change or things come about. Now if you note the other factors that have been put there, things like managing capabilities, management effectiveness, induction, role and change, each one of them actually play a part in setting out a structure to the company to achieving the business goals and mission and vision of the company is concerned. Now it is how the learning and development strategy and overall the mechanism that weave these things together evolve a system that can deliver, actually produces the engagement that we are talking about. Again, that's not the end. There has to be a composite performance management. There has to be a mechanism by which there is ample scope of feedback received from all sectors and abilities to be able to provide feedback as well. And when this whole motion is set into a continuum, there is a sense of continuous improvement that gets into the system. So the whole thing, as you would see in the diagram on the right, gets onto a process where it becomes a planning, a doing, and a reviewing. And with the review, when feedback gets into the system as to what needs to be bettered, the betterment happens at each and every level which have been pointed onto the left, which is business planning, vision, involvement, empowerment, consultation, and likewise. And such, the wheels of this whole motion or the framework is set to get along. Now, having said that, how do we actually figure out what needs to be done? This is all very nice, I mean, business planning and etc. But somewhere these are just jargons which are being placed and we do not know what exactly needs to be set in motion. Now what one needs to do as far as understanding what's happening within the company